I wanted to talk about everybody under the sun emailed me or commented or to tell me that we have a couple of big YouTubers that have done videos recently that are eerily similar to videos that have been done by Red Cow Entertainment. And, you know, I'm not the first. I'm not H-Bomber guy. I'm not sitting here telling you that they're all plagiarism, and they've done a plagiarism on me.
This is pretty straightforwardly plagiarism. The angry video game nerd had just stolen a film professor's review of a movie.
You know, I think these were broad concepts anyway, so who am I to act like, whatever. But I guess it's possible that bigger YouTubers could watch a smaller YouTuber and get inspiration, you know?
It's possible.
But one of them was from Project Farm. They've got 3.12 million viewers, or subscribers, rather.
It's a little bit more than us.
Just a few. And the video is called Best Trash Bag, Glad versus Hefty versus Kirkland. Let's find out.
Those sons of bitches.
Can you fucking believe this?
Which brand is the best? We'll compare the trash bags for drawstring and trash bag strength. Then we'll see which bag has the most tear resistance and which bags offer the best grip on the top of the trash can.
And ours is much funnier. And because you've got John in a trash bag costume in ours. Oh, and if you guys want to buy your own costume trash bag,
this is available in the store.
Yep.
It's $38.50.
Yep.
It's available in several sizes. This is the XXXXXXL.
Yep.
You're wearing another bag trash you can get in the store.
Oh yeah, you guys can absolutely get this.
Yeah.
This is really great. This is a white Gideon cotton T-shirt.
Yes.
Top
quality.
With Sharpie.
All the crew has their bag trash
If
shirts
you're a
on.
crew member, you've got one on. Even Plaid EJ.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we did the one with the puppet in the toilet seat.
Don't we have a new sponsor?
Oh, that's right.
Trashfarts.ru. It's the deepest, darkest fart site on the Russian dark web.
Oh.
And then not to mention, we out by like a gas station like photo set. And then we also did.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, it was like those weird photo sets that were because we were renting a studio, and it was a photo studio, right? And
yeah, it was. Yeah.
And then the back they had all these weird like sets that I guess you'd embarrassingly pose in, like a gas station and all sorts of stuff for your like senior pictures.
Yeah.
And and we did the bag trash shoot in one of those run down, dilapidated sets.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess some of the Red Cow Arcade people might not know anything about BagTrash. So many of you must know we do one of our flagship series for a long time is Box Mac. Still doing it. It's reviewing every mac and cheese. It's kind of like our, it's a open format for making jokes and hanging out and cooking food and making references. And it's kind of like a cooking podcast in some ways.
Sauce cheese packet. Sauce cheese packet. Sauce cheese packet.
Sauce cheese. Hold on, I'm trying to fill a water thing. All right.
A water thing.
Oh, it's miserable. It's like onion pasta. That's what it is.
There was one day we were throwing out, because we produce a lot of trash over the course of like a shooting day of Box Mac. And I don't know, I think John was like, can you like take the trash bag out? And I think it was Nina who was like the bag trash. And we all started like chuckling to ourselves, like just at the words bag trash, like as a spinoff of Box Mac. And we're like, oh yeah, we could review every trash bag. How funny. And then we did it. And then we did it as an April Fool's joke. So for like 4 years in a row or something, every time April Fool's came around, we would do a new one. All the way up until COVID, which was our last episode of Bag Trash, where we did like a Bag Trash like corporate webinar to make fun of Zoom, and it's our best video we've ever made, actually.
Okay. Now, did you want to put that in full screen, or are we gonna?
I think that this is the best way to view it.
Even if there's confidential notes at the bottom, we should still see all of those. Right now, I'm wondering if that graph that you're clearly showing us actually measures anything, if it's going to be revealed later.
It's just an illustrative graph, kind of conceptual.
Yeah, and we retired the concept of bag trash because we can't really go anywhere from there.
No. And by the third one, the joke was that even in the first one, the joke was that we had done 70 episodes and we were deep into it and stuff. And And then when we did the third one, we said it was our official 100th episode. We were parodying our own Boxmac 100. The concept, it got very high concept.
YouTube took down the first 30 episodes.
I know.
So the technical first episode of BagTrash is 31.
The first one you could watch today if you wanted to is 31.
Yeah, and I think they took down like several dozen after that.
Yeah.
I assume that Project Farm isn't doing anything like that.
No. I assume it's just a video about trash bags.
Yeah,
which one's better?
Boring guy that has 3 million subscribers. Jesus. So that was, I got that message a lot. The video itself has 500,000 views. The top comment is, "This is the content YouTube is for." I'm like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to go to the real one.
Yeah, the real one. The real BagTrash. We have a puppet, god damn it.
Yeah, Matt made a puppet. He made Trash Baggett is who we
Trash Baggett.
We took a while to come up with that with Trash Baggett. We wanted to say, that there was to celebrate the 100th episode of BagTrash, we've made a cake, and the cake is all trash, anyway.
The trash cake, yeah. Because we had a Boxmac cake.
And we did, in fact, review the trash bags for torque and stretch and odor and all those things, too.
We're going to pull down. See how we do? Oh, we're already tearing right through.
Oh, so it smells great, but it rips right away. You get all that information. And John, of course, is decked out in trash bags, which is just hilarious.
And it's funny, you give him the concept and he just turns on and he takes it very manic and serious.
So Frankie, I have trash bags here today. There was a great, we used there was like a meme, like fart music that was the theme song. It's a good show. There's 4 episodes. You should check it out. And then speaking of other, series of ours that haven't exactly taken off, but then get ripped off apparently. Get this, EJ. Good Mythical Morning, which has 16 million subscribers. Okay, these are huge YouTubers. They made a video called Reacting to YouTube Videos with No Views.
Son of a bitch.
And this happened in like the same week to me. So again, to those who are unaware, we have a series called No Views, and we review, I guess we don't, technically we don't watch things that only have no views. We generally go to Vimeo, and what seems to be distinct from what they're doing, they're just watching anything that has no views, like utterly random videos.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a YouTube video that has 0 or close to 0 views. It might have a few views because you know what? We've watched it. Here.
Videos of bugs, videos of like girls dancing. We actually try to watch narrative, because like on YouTube and on Vimeo, like it's interesting, isn't it, that YouTube has become like the nonfiction platform. Like nobody's going there to be like, oh, I'll watch like a limited run narrative series created by some guy in Oklahoma or something. Like no, that just doesn't play.
Yeah, it would get no views.
It would get, so we try to look those up, and then we watch them and we critique them from like a filmmaker's perspective is the idea, and try not to be too cruel in the process.
I could have moved the needle another 5% by getting rid of those blurs, those frame blurs.
Yeah.
It ended up looking like an unintentional technical error.
Yeah.
Which you got to watch out for when you're doing something stylistic.
It was clearly not using like a tilt shift lens.
Do you think they did that in post?
Yeah, I do.
But I think it's a great series. We only do it at Halloween now, but I really do enjoy it. And this video got 1 million views, this fucking thing.
What do you think the odds are that any of these YouTubers that have seen us?
Well, again, H Bomber guy is a fan. Like he's like a 10-year or whatever 9-year long fan of Boxmac. He's been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not vanishingly small that they've at least come across one of our videos at some point or another. We just don't have staying power, I guess. They don't stick with us. Or subscribe.
Yeah, we would have to probably roll in the garbage and just embrace our like Bimmy drama channel or something. But even that, I don't think would last. Like people would just be like, "What are these guys still doing?"
Yeah, we're kind of it does feel at times like we push against what would be good marketing for ourselves.
We're in a good place.
We've said it many times. We're like, just don't even. This whole thing reminded, these videos reminded me of an old story that I've told before, which is, my second feature was called A-Bo the Humonkey, and it was about a half man, half ape comedy. The conceit of it was that, it was trying to be kind of like a family film, like Jack, Robin Williams' Jack, or Forrest Gump, or that kind of like the gentle idiot that we all grow to love and understand better, and it's through his caregivers and through the adventures of defending him that we find true compassion or something. But the joke being that he's too grotesque for that to stand, for that to be coherent. So the audience sort of understands the absurdity of the characters. And I always, just a quick aside on that, I realized, I like that movie. I'm proud of that movie. I know people who like that movie. But when I stood back from it initially, I was like, oh, I kind of fucked this up a little bit. Because I was like, this is a high concept. And I don't have anything in the movie that points out that all of our characters are absurd. All of our characters are idiots. The filmmakers do not align with any of these perspectives. They're needed to, they're in the movie. There's a college student who is A-Bo's main defender, and he's like a wicked douche.
Hi, my name's Ted Gillette.
And there's no scene in the movie where maybe he's at college and he's the biggest douche in the classroom and everybody's rolling their eyes and everybody is recognizing him for if we had introduced him that way and then he moved on for the rest of the film, then we would have established him. I think that would have helped the comedy a little bit. I know that sounds like we would be spelling it out for the audience, but sometimes you do have to set the table for the audience,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when you showed me A-Bo, and you're kind of hesitant. You're like, "Oh, what's this guy gonna?" This was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and then I was like, I came back to that. I liked it, and I got what you were doing, but you were kind of surprised. You were like, "Oh, I'm glad you are picking up what I'm putting down," because I think you were. It seemed like you were afraid that I would be like, "What the fuck was that?"
I knew that it was framed not in an obvious way, or it needed a little bit more help. I would rewrite that movie quite a bit differently now, probably. But it is interesting because I don't know, some percentage of the audience really responds to the comedy. They're like, oh, I get it, and I think it's really funny. The antagonist in the movie is more or less reasonable, and the whole movie he's the reasonable character, and I'm not sure that's obvious to everybody. Some people might actually be manipulated by the filmmaking techniques that frame him as a dickhead. So it's a difficult movie for a few reasons. But anyway, I bring it up because James Gunn, before he was James Gunn, before he was fucking Superman's daddy, he had made and this is really going back if you really want to date ourselves. Xbox Live was looking for filmmakers to produce content for their platform.
Oh, shit.
And so he made a short film called Human Z, and it played on Xbox Live. Sean Gunn plays the half man, half ape.
Of course. At
the time, James Gunn was a Troma guy, and A-Bo premiered at Troma Dance. And my film before that won Troma Dance in 2006. So I wasn't as Troma as he was. He was the Prince of Troma, but I was in the Troma world, and people knew the movies. And so sure enough, I remember when the trailer came out for it, a bunch of YouTube comments went up. They were like, "Is this ripping off Frankie Frane's A-Bo the Humonkey?" And he was like, "No, it couldn't possibly be. This is us doing a family sitcom thing. That's what we're parodying." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Because I'm kind of doing something similar. He actually then reached out to me. At the time, you could message people on YouTube, and James Gunn messaged me and was like, "Hey, I just want you to know, I didn't rip off your movie." And I was like, "Hey, I'm a really big fan. I read All I Need to Know About Filmmaking. I learned The Toxic Avenger when I was 14, and I would actually love for you to just watch my movie. Would you check it out?" And he was like, "No, I can't because plausible deniability, because people are now saying that I ripped off your movie, so I can't. I was like, all right, well, that's cool. I hope that you're massively successful in the future.
I hope you direct Superman one day.
I hope you make trees talk.
Oh, that Superman costume looks pretty good. Did you see the leaks? It's got the underwear back.
He's gonna make a fine Superman movie, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like he's got all the right pieces in place.
I mean, the more that other movies come out and they're fucking terrible, it just makes everything he makes way better. It keeps making the Guardians movies look like masterpieces, you know?
Oh yeah.
All right, well, that's that topic. People are ripping me off.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.